to have great friends. And when I was a child, my grandmother once told me that when you grow up, you will suffer, just like anyone else in the world. And don't even think your suffering is more unique than theirs, but make sure you suffer the right way. And it took me all my life to understand what that meant. I'm still trying to figure out what that meant. But essentially, I think what keeps all of us going, all the people who come to the rail, is that we seem to share the same underlying, belief in that everything about individual is a product made by others with whom he or she form an organic unity. We know an individual is made by language, by education, but language was invented by one individual. The night is special in a way because when I think about the artists, it makes me cry because of their generosity, their ability to understand something is more than just making the picture. I don't think that anyone I have read expressed quite eloquently as Giordano Bruno, and I think he must have stayed just before he was put at stake at Piazza dei Fori. Some people say it's February 16, some say 17. But he says, the first and chief painter is the liveliness of fantasy. The first and chief poet is enthusiasm. The philosophers are, in certain sense, painters. The poets are painters and philosophers, and the painters are philosopher and poet. True painters, poets, and philosophers love and admire each other mutually. There is no philosopher who does not poetize and paint. Therefore, it is safe to think. Is to think about the figure of fantasy. There is no painter who does not poetize and think, and without certain thinking and painting, no one is a poet. In other words, it is the artist who produces a work of art, desirable object, that is obtainable, that is collectible, that helps the poem, the fiction, and all the part in the rail to be published. And that, to me, the most greatest generosity. That is the most touching when you see in the page of the rail the poem that has the greatest white space around it sits so majestically in the middle, which makes Anson Merriman very happy. And likewise, I would say the same with Rock, the band tonight. James Tierney. Where are you, James? An artist band. On guitar and vocals, Bill on bass. Don seems to know everything about string instruments, banjo, Jennifer's here on violin, amazing. Michelle, where are you, Michelle? Michelle also does, she plays and sings as well on guitar. And am I missing someone here? I don't think so. It's amazing when I asked James, could you come and play? Because I've been weaving to their loft, tiny little loft. James' face is exactly identical to the painting that he paints. And tiny little place and be able to do that. Plus regular performance for friends. That's to me the ultimate ability, the most ideal community, that an artist desire or have. And that's what the rail's about. I mean, it's not anything that precipitate my desire to go to work for Henry Whitman or Simon Howe. That's not something that my vision requires. I want to be with these folks. I want to be among you. There's no separation. There's no units that resist one another. To me, everything is a whole unified living organism. And why I say living organism, because I don't see history as a fragmented, episode. When I read Urban Sandler, some of the young people who wrote Ben Gallic, where are you? Where are you, Ben? Your review is so controversial. then reviewed the book of Rob Stewart on the subject of September 11th and Victor. And I got so many people calling me up. And this is something I beg you, please do not throw stone at me. Because I just publish what is written. Ben just graduated from Brown University. But that's the most important thing is that we allow people like Ben and many others, forgive me if I can't remember anyone's name, but we believe in this thing. It's an ongoing living organism. And why is it an organism? Because it breathes, it stretches, and most of the time it's very stressful. People, as Irvin said earlier, just been to the have not, but James has, they know how the rail functions. It's crazy. The last minute, we stayed all night long, we put the whole thing in 4 days. John's been into it, visit with Jim, they know how it is. And, we put this whole thing together, only to discover with our greatest horror, knowing that we never reach the perfect issue. Till 4 or 5 in the morning, there's one errata after the next. But of course, that's what keeps us going. It's like a disappearing, it's like Sisyphus. We've done it in 10 years, so I hope that all of you guys can support us to keep us going from the past. I'm not quitting. I'm not going back to Vietnam. Thank you.